Welcome back, artists. We've been working with Play-Doh all week. We're going to finish up today. I think I'm going to do a couple more animals, so let's get started. So again, if you don't have any Play-Doh at home, I made a video where you can make your own. You can look that up, and I think a lot of those things people have in their house like normally, so you can make your own if you get someone to help you. I think I'm going to start today with a penguin. I'm going to make my penguin purple because I don't have any black. And also my kindergartners earlier in the year made purple abstract penguins. So hey, we're going to do something like that. So I'm going to take this chunk of purple. I'm not quite making it into a sphere. I'm going to make it kind of like an egg shape. So it's going to be taller than a sphere. Maybe something like that. We'll get the top a little pointy. And this is going to be basically the shape of the body and the head and everything. I'm not going to do like a separate head for this one. I'm just going to do the whole thing as a big egg shape. Cool. So there's my little egg shape. From the top looks like a circle. From the side, well, that's what it looks like in real life, right? So what are we going to do? Let's make a little spot for the stomach. I'm going to do that using white. I'm going to push it down into a pretty flat shape, but not quite a circle. Maybe I'm going to try for like an oval on this one. So as I press it down, you can see me kind of just making it a little bit wider than a regular circle. I guess I should say taller than a regular circle. And since I'm just going to pop this right on for the stomach, it doesn't need to be very thick at all. So it's going to be pretty thin. Little oval slab of clay. Is that going to be big enough? Probably. That probably will do it. I'll make it a little bit bigger just in case. Okay. Seems fine. There's my stomach, and we're going to just pop it right on. Okay. And as always, we're just going to press down enough to make it stick, but not enough to totally flatten out the whole thing. Again, we're working with forms. I don't want it to get totally flat. There we go. Cool. Okay. We can get the head looking a little pointier. So if I stand up my penguin right now, it just looks like an egg with a white spot on it, which is fine. No problem. Cool. Let's make the eyes. So we've done a lot of eyes by now. It should be, bless you. Pretty easy to do. So I'm going to take some of this. Probably split that in half. Again, we want our eyes to be, since we're going to push them flat, they'll be pretty small. They'll get much bigger when we press them down. There we go. Looks good. Already my hands are getting kind of sticky. I might have to go wash them again. One thing at a time. All right, so let's put our eyes, maybe one here. And one here. Uh-oh, came off. I'm losing my eyes. Okay, seems all right. I think for the pupils on this, I'm just going to use tiny little green dots. Actually made these earlier and they're kind of dry. I wanted to see how that would work. It's almost pressing down into the clay like a bead instead of flattening out, which is kind of what I hoped would happen. That worked out okay. They're flattening out a little bit, but mainly they're actually going down into the clay. The Play-Doh. If you've been watching, you know I keep doing that, so hey, sorry. All right, what else do we need? Well, probably need like a beak and some feet and things like this. So I'll get some orange out. Okay. There's my orange, and I'll squeeze it into somewhat of a triangle type of shape. Something like that. Just pinching on the front of it to make it thinner. And from the side view, maybe we'll make that stick out a little bit more like that. That looks like a beak. Let's pop it on. Purple's kind of wet, it's sticking all over to me. There's our beak. Okay, penguin. Okay, penguin. Cool. Do we want to give our penguin nostrils? Nah. He's fine as is. All right, purple. Feet. We'll do orange for our feet. And I'm not sure if we're really going to be able to make toes sticking out, because I feel like maybe the... I'm not wiping Play-Doh on my shorts. I'm totally not doing that right now, I promise. Anyway, feet. Feet are going to be kind of little disc shapes. I don't really know if we're going to be able to get toes out of them or not. That detail might be a little bit too small for Play-Doh, but we'll see what we can do. So, I'm going to start with two little spheres, about the same size, of course. And actually, take the time to actually make that into kind of a real sphere. Get all the bumps and cracks out of it. So when I flatten it, it looks a little better. Again, since these are real small, I'm really just using 1 or 2 fingers to roll these guys up. Cool. Now here comes the... I need to wash my hands. They're too sticky. I can already tell. All right, you know how it goes. We'll do a hand wash moment, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, hands clean. Here we go. So I'm going to take my little spheres. We're going to turn them kind of into little discs, only I don't want them to be perfectly round. More like ovals. There we go. Push a little flatter. And yeah, so immediately I can kind of tell I'm definitely not going to be able to sculpt toes on this. It's just too fine, too detailed. That's not going to work. One thing I might be able to do, I might be able to just push 2 little bumps into it with my pencil. I think that's really the best I'm going to be able to do for toes with something this tiny. So 1, 2. Yep. That's the best I'm going to be able to do. And that's fine. That's fine. We don't need them really, really well defined. Just a little bump in there. They'll be able to tell us the toes. Alright, so let's put one of those right there. Let's put one of these right here. And I'm just going to let the weight of the purple just kind of smash it down and stick the feet on all by itself. Because that purple's kind of heavy. Kind of a lot of Play-Doh in there. Alright, we got feet. Cool, not too bad. I guess we need some wings, flippers. I mean, they're wings, but you know, a penguin's a bird, so it has wings, but the wings aren't really going to be used to fly on a penguin, so whatever. The arms, how about that? Penguin arms. And for this, I'm going to use that same kind of, same type of deal I did for the stomach and the feet, kind of an oval-shaped, oval-shaped slab. So I'm not going to push it totally flat. Maybe it's going to be like an oval disc, kind of. Let's see. Is this too thick? Is that too thick for a wing? Maybe. Let's push it a little thinner. How about that? Easy. Easy. Flip them over. Make sure they're both roughly the same size, and that needs to be more of an oval. There we go. Don't want them quite so circular. Okay, that one looks good, I think. And it's my sculpture, so if I think that it's good, then it's good. And flip that one more time. Okay. There we go. Those are going to be our little arm, wing, flipper, whatever you want to call it. Cool. Let's put them on. One right here on the side. One right here on this side. They are kind of thick. I made them kind of thick. That's okay. We can thin them out here at the top. My clay's not getting too wet, which it kind of is. So hey, let's go ahead and set this guy up so it doesn't melt in my hand. Pingu. Just need something that's not sticky. My hands are sticky and I don't feel like washing them again yet. I'm about to start a new sculpture. I'll wash it again later. So all I'm really doing is blending the wing bit into the rest of the body. So it looks like it's kind of connected. And like I said, my fingers are kind of too sticky at this point, so maybe that's a day on my penguin. There he is. He's got wings. He's got feet. He's got a beak. He's just a little baby, I guess. I don't know. Cool Pingu. All right. Not bad. Right? There he is. Penguin. He looks like he's about to fall over. That's all right. Okay. So, I'm going to let my penguin sit and dry. I think next I'll do my last Play-Doh sculpture for the week. I'm thinking I'm going to make a dog, so I am going to go wash my hands and we'll get started on that. All right. One more. I'm going to make a dog, and I'm going to use mainly yellow. I might give a couple of little brown spots. So, first thing I'm going to do is split up my clay into the pieces that I'll need. Our dog's going to be sitting down, so the main part of the body will probably be the biggest piece of yellow. I think next biggest might be the head. And I'm going to use actually two little chunks of yellow, one for the main part of the head and then one for the snout. So I want to make sure I have enough for my snout. Maybe that'll be there. What else are we going to need? We're going to need... Dog's going to be sitting down. So the front paws, I think, are just going to stick out like little feet kind of from the body. The back paws, we're going to use the same basic shape, but a little bit longer because the back paws are going to be longer. Normally how dogs look. And we're also going to model like the legs on the back, even though it's sitting down. So the legs are basically just going to look, well, they're going to stick out a little bit. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. So I'm planning it out. So maybe these are back feet. Okay. And whatever's left over, once I've got all my other pieces, I'm just going to put into the body. So the body is going to be as kind of as big as possible. Okay. That'll be front foot. So front foot, back foot, back foot. This was the head. I do think I need a little bit more in the head. Not quite big enough compared to the body right now. Okay. that'll work. And then all this leftover is going to be for the tail and the kind of back leg parts that I was talking about, which something like that'll do, I think. Those look about the same. That should be okay. And, oh, tail. We definitely need a spot for the tail. Just make sure we have enough for the tail. And then everything else I'm just going to put into the body. That'll be plenty for the tail. So I'll take this extra. All right, so I planned out everything that I needed first. Now for the body, I just want it to be basically like a perfect little sphere. So I'm just going to get this as rolled up smooth as I can get it. And actually, I think rather than picking it up and moving around, why don't I just sculpt directly on the plate I'm going to put it on. Okay. There's my body. Awesome. So front feet, back feet, legs, tail, head. And I'm going to use brown, like I said, for some details. So actually, let's go ahead and see if we can make a little coil for the tail that has some brown on the end of it. Let's see if we can knock that out right now. Just like when we did the snake, I want them to kind of attach. So let's see if we can pop some brown on the end of that and actually get it to attach as we roll out that coil. It's reminding me of Pikachu. I should have made a Pikachu. I had all this yellow. Oh well. Maybe next time. Yeah, seeing the yellow and brown together is highly, highly reminding me of Pikachu. All right, so this is going to be the tail. There might be a little too much on the end there. That's fine. But they are connected at this point. So let's put the tail over there. Looks like a baseball bat or something right now. Wiffle bat. All right, cool. So there's our body. What are we going to do? Here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get our front paws sticking out on the front. And actually, like I did on the penguin, I might put these kind of under the body a little bit. We'll see in just a second. Make those into oblong spheres. Oblong just means they're not perfectly circular. They're kind of stretched out a little bit. Okay, so that'll be our front paws. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and just put the front paws there and there. Do I want to try to make like little toe marks in it? Nah, I'm not going to worry about it on this one. I did it for the pingu. For the dog. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so kind of sitting, front paws like down in front. Cool, cool, cool. The back paws are going to be kind of over to the side. So I'm going to do the same basic type of form. An oblong sphere, kind of like a pill shape. And for the back ones, we want them to be sticking out a little bit more. Like we said earlier, the dog's back legs, or back feet, I should say, are longer than the front feet. If you've got a dog, you can look on this and see. At least the kind of dog I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make kind of like a, I don't know, like a yellow lab maybe. Well, he's got some brown spots, so who knows what he is. But, so, back foot's going to go there. Back foot's going to go there. And now we're going to actually add like the kind of the back leg part, which is what these are for. So right now the foot's kind of just hanging out. It looks almost like disconnected from the body. Hopefully we're about to fix that. All right, so I'm going to push these into kind of a disc form, not totally flat circles. Same type of form I used for my wheels on my car earlier. Not totally flat. Again, looks like a circle from this view. From this view, it looks almost like an oval. That's going to be the dog's kind of back legs. So let's press those on. If you're starting to worry, stick with me. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Stick with me. Okay. I could smooth that out a little bit. So it looks like the feet are actually connected to the legs. That'd probably be good for them to be connected. That'd be a good thing. And maybe we'll smooth out the back so it looks like the legs are somewhat connected to the body, depending on how smooth we can get it. Okay. So this looks really weird right now because there's no head. Well, the head's going to go right there. I'm going to add that in just a moment. Let's see, it took me a minute to get the penguin looking pretty smooth, so if you want to smooth something out, sometimes it takes a minute. Oh, the tail's going to connect there anyway. I think it'll be fine. Again, looks really weird without a head, so maybe we should start working on the head. How about that? All right, here's our head. So the head's going to go right here. I think it'll look a lot more like a dog once it has a head. That helps. Pro tip there from an artist. If you're drawing creatures, animals, people, adding a head helps. And, you know, it makes it look more like the thing. Because if you're drawing animals, people, anything like that, they have a head. All right, so that'll be the basic sphere for my dog's head. I'm going to make this into one of those little disc shapes, kind of like I did for the dog's back legs. This is going to be the dog's snout, so it will attach. I'm not going to push it very flat at all. I still want this piece pretty round, I think. So maybe I'll flatten it very slightly. Very slightly. Okay. And I think before I actually put the snout on, let's go ahead and make the eyes. I've got some little tiny white pieces that I've already got ready. And actually, let's give our dog some spots. I'm going to see if I can take this brown and just kind of make a blobby looking spot out of it. You might not be able to. We might be able to. Let's see. So, use my pencil to shape it a little bit. I just don't want it to be a perfect circle. It'd be rare for a spot on a dog to be like a totally perfect circle. So I'm just kind of bending it. All right, how about that? How about that? There's the spot. That's going to be under one of the eyes. I'm going to push that pretty flat. Yeah, and it's not a perfect circle. We can see it's kind of spotty looking, which is what we want for a spot. Spotty looking is perfect. Okay. Great spot. We did it. Great spot. I think that's what Doc in Back to the Future always said. Nobody's going to get that. All right, let's put an eye. There we go. There's our eye. One of the eyes is on the spot. The other one of our eyes is not on the spot. Trying to make them roughly the same size. Our spot's still kind of sticking off the clay a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. 2 eyes. Let's add our snout. I'm gonna go right there. There we go. Now I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this to like fully blend in. So honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna add the little snout on right there. Let's do some eyes. Tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of blue. My dog's got blue eyes. Push right in. Tiny, tiny, tiny little sphere of blue. Push right in. Okay. Let's do a nose. Right on the end. There's my dog's face. Well, he doesn't have ears. I know. We're going to add them in just a minute. Let's go ahead and attach to the body. Now, the head here is kind of heavy. So when I attach it, I really need to make sure it's really sticking down nicely. So I'm probably going to have to blend it into the body a little bit here, which might take a minute to get looking okay. I think attaching the ears might help it too. Okay. It's like sometimes I can get it to smooth out really well, and other times it just doesn't want to. We can only do what we can do. In real life, the dog's head would probably be more forward than this, but it won't hold up. When we sculpt, we got to make sure that everything actually will hold up and not just fall apart. Okay, there we go. Now I'm could I draw in like a little line for the in between the front legs? Could I do that? Is that a terrible mistake? That's probably a mistake. Let's not do it. Let's skip out on the mistakes this time. And it's starting to connect. Now it still doesn't look very much like a dog because it doesn't have ears, it doesn't have a tail. Right now it's just kind of a sphere guy. All right, cool. Let's add the tail. That might help. It might help, it might not. And the tail is going to get thinner and thinner toward the end. Oh, there's a spot of brown. Let's just turn it so you can't see it. How about that? How about we just turn it so you can't see that part? Wrap the tail around. There we go. Okay. I can smooth this out a little bit more, like I've been doing. We'll get it more in a minute. Ears. We need ears bad. We need ears bad. This thing's not looking like a dog yet. So for the ears, we're going to do that same kind of little discs, but they're going to be oblong. So that means they're more like ovals than circles. So I'm going to roll these into kind of a pill shape. And let's press them flat. Oh, the brown is still so sticky. Press them flat. Flip. Press them down. Flip. Press them down. Flip. I wonder, can I use this like a rolling pin and roll it out even flatter? I can. Look at that. What a great idea. Thank goodness, because it was sticking to my hand way too much. All right, ears. Here we go. So the ears are going to kind of hang down. We'll put one of our ears right there. He's got brown ears. Okay. And we'll put our other ear right over here. Oh, don't do that. Stick. Stick. Well, now he's looking more like a dog, now that he has his ears. Make sure everything's stuck. I think he needs another spot somewhere. Should we give him a spot right there on his back? No, we should probably quit while we're ahead, but we're going to do it anyway. So let's push a little bit of brown. Again, it doesn't need to be a circle because most times spots would be, let's put it right here. There's a spot. It's kind of a interesting blobby shape because that's how spots are. Goes onto his leg a little bit. How about that? How about that? There was a dog named Spot who was these colors in books when I was a kid. I mean, still in books, I guess. Spot the dog. I think Spot had brown ears and was mainly yellow. Maybe we just made our own little version of Spot. All right, I'm gonna work on smoothing that out a little bit more, but hey, there you have it. So there's our dog. Again, I need to clean up the back a little bit. It's not quite smooth yet. I like his little spot on his eye. That turned out pretty good. Nice. So we got our dog. And we got our ultra stout, fat little penguin baby here. So there you go. More animals for you. Dog and penguin. And I've done a bunch of Play-Doh this week, so I'm probably going to take a break from Play-Doh at this point. Start doing something else next week. But yeah, that was fun. So hey, stay safe, be creative, find something fun to do, and I'll see you guys later.